Osiris.
Hey, this is Brendan from Humphreys McGee. This podcast is part of the Osiris podcast family. Osiris is a growing community of music and culture podcasts connecting music fans with conversation, commentary, and of course, lots of music. Osiris works in partnership with Relics Magazine.
Osiris.
Hey, howdy folks, this is your host Andy Keithley, and you're listening to Guitarcast. This episode features guitarist and songwriter Rob Leines. Guitarcast is a member of the Osiris Podcast Network. Sign up for the newsletter at osirispod.com to stay in the loop, and visit Osiris media partner Relics Magazine at relics.com. One of the many cool podcasts in the Osiris family is The Road to Now with Dr. Ben Sawyer, a professor at Middle Tennessee State University, and Bob Crawford, a founding member of the Avett Brothers. It's a history podcast that explores important events and outstanding people. Check out this teaser for the recent episode about Woody Guthrie.
May is Music Month on the Road to Now podcast, and to kick things off, we visit Dina McLeod at the Woody Guthrie Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Woody's music and his artwork and the things that he wrote, those were just his avenues of being a social justice advocate. We definitely, as part of our mission, want to make sure people understand who he was as a person and what his ultimate goal was, to speak up for the disenfranchised, to help people who needed it, and to reach out to everyone to join together and work together for a better tomorrow.
This episode kills fascists, the life and legacy of Woody Guthrie with Dina McLeod, premiering May 7th on the Road to Now.
There was a big high wall there that tried to stop me.
If you haven't already, take the Osiris Listener Survey to help us better understand our audience. A link to the survey is in this episode's show notes and at guitarcast.net. Also coming up is the Con of Thrones, which is the largest ever convention for all things Game of Thrones. It's May 25th through the 27th in Dallas, and I'll be presenting on the Sounds of Westeros panel, discussing the music of Ramin Djawadi and lyrics of George R.R. Martin. I'll also be interviewing some of the actors from the show and putting together a two-part podcast covering the weekend. Get tickets and schedule info at conofthrones.net. Support for this podcast comes from Zuri Food, all natural, all human-grade dog food at zurifood.com. As always, connect with Guitarcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at GuitarcastPod, and leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. Here comes Guitarcast episode 22 with Rob Leines. Welcome, everybody, to the Guitarcast. Today, my guest is Rob Leines. How you doing, Rob?
Hey, what's up, Andy? How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. It's been a while since we got to hang out.
It has. Yeah.
It's probably like 2 years ago, maybe.
I think a little less than that.
Was it less than 2 years? It was a while. And we were working on demoing some of your songs.
Yeah.
You're a guitar player. And
sometimes.
And a writer, a singer and a writer.
Yeah.
And first question I like to ask is, what was the last gig that you played?
Last gig was last Saturday at Le Cave, which was down in Costa Mesa.
What was it like?
Well, we were competing with Coachella first weekend.
That's right.
A lot of those folks like to go out in the desert and play dress up like Indians and whatnot. So it was not as rowdy as it normally is, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. And what does your band consist of these days?
Right now, we primarily do a trio, me on a telly, harmonicas, vocals, and then we have a drummer and a bass player.
Cool. So trio.
Yeah, just a trio.
Action. Tell me a little bit about, how you got into playing and singing. I know you are kind of still new-ish in L.A. I mean, relatively speaking.
For sure.
Been a few years, right? And before that, where are you from?
I moved from I'm from Cherokee County, Georgia originally, but I moved from Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is about 2 hours south of Nashville. southeast corner, just on the border, the scenic city. Yeah.
Cool.
So I've been out here, I guess, maybe 5 years. I moved back for about 8 months, 9 months, and then came back. Lived in Ventura for a while. So about LA, a little over 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, full time.
Nice. But have you been writing for a while? And
yeah, the second time I moved out here, I worked on the oil rigs, so I wasn't really playing at all, and welder by trade, and then kind of got into it a little more and moved from Ventura to Los Angeles because I wanted to kind of be around more of that, and around more players, and kind of start playing out a good bit, and ended up quitting that job and getting another job that I could stay local and put a band together, and yeah.
Cool. I noticed like a lot of your songs, a lot of themes are common in your songwriting, right? You got like drinking,
yeah.
women,
right, yeah,
and it sort of reminds me of a lot of the old like working songs from the classic country songbook,
Yeah, drink my beer in the tavern, sing some of them working man blues, So a lot of it is very blue collar inspired, and that kind of vibe is definitely put out, kind of a roughneck feel. It's not. I wouldn't say it's by any means really top 40 country at all, but it's got
Yeah, there's a huge growing market for. I don't know if I like the term outlaw country.
Right.
But that's kind of what a lot of people refer to it as. But that market is really going places right now.
Yeah, it's hip, man. It's real hip.
It's very cool. It's not underground like it was.
No.
Back in the day. So I think, it's kind of a perfect time for you to get onto the scene. And
Right, yeah.
And so you have you made a record?
Made a record. I just got the masters the other day, and we'll release it May 13th, which is Mother's Day. Yeah, that was actually planned strategically.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's 10 songs. Some are pretty old, and some I wrote in the process. But we did it at Ultimate Studios Inc., which is in like Panorama City, so Deep Valley. This guy co-produced it with me, Charlie Waymeyer. Awesome dude. He reached out through the interweb on social media, and just kind of wanted me to come check out the studio. I went out and we hit it off, and I ended up deciding to do it all there in one spot, because the last one, man, we pieced it. Some of it was done in Atlanta, some of it was done in my back pool house, and some of it was done all over the place. We did some of it here, and just the vibe just didn't feel consistent for me from performance wise. So it was cool to be able to do it all in one spot and with somebody, who wanted to help out. So
and a lot of live
recording. Yeah, we did. When you and I were doing it, I wasn't playing live that much, and really didn't know shit about any of it. I still don't, but don't tell anyone.
Hey, it's a long. I don't think anybody ever really arrives. I think you just start gigging at some point, and you kind of keep it up for as many years as you can stand to, and you're constantly learning about the art of performing, because a lot of it really has little to do with the music.
Right.
Music makes up a huge part of it, but being on stage, and what does the stage look like? What does a band look like? What does it sound like? I don't mean the music content. I mean the sonic quality.
Right.
All that stuff takes a pretty long time to feel like you've got under control, and it's a lot of preparation and stuff.
Right.
But so, what's the name of the album?
The album is called Bad Seed, which is I guess the title track of the song.
I remember working on that one a little bit here.
Yeah. That one kind of stuck out the most as far as the name and just kind of the vibe. And the song is actually not about me being a bad seed. It's about a female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I could be more specific, but she's out there somewhere, maybe in Canada or something.
Got to let the mystery be.
That's right. But Bad Seed is the name of the record. May 13th. We're doing a release show at Harvard and Stone. I figured that was just kind of the best place to do it. Johnny Travis Jr., he's the house guy there.
Yeah.
And they do. So they'll be closing out the night, but it's kind of already a built-in crowd, and then build a crowd on top of it, too. It just could be a cool recipe.
Yeah, I've played at Harvard and Stone a couple of times, and it's definitely a crowd, and they're pretty rowdy in there. It's a good place where you can kind of crank it up, and so that should be cool.
Yeah. You should come.
Yeah, I'll be there, man.
It's a Sunday.
Support for this podcast comes from Zuri Food, all natural, all human-grade dog food, offering 4 different diets to optimize nutrition for your pup, and now 2 different kinds of dog treats as well. Visit www.zurifood.com today to order yours, because pups are people too.
Want to play? Let's get into a song.
Okay.
Which one do you want to do?
This next song, well, the first song is called Heavy Load. We actually just shot a music video for it. The guy, Joshua Schultz, directed it. Great videographer, director. And we did it out in Newberry Springs, kind of out in the desert. And
cool. There's a lot of great video locations in Southern California.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
And out in the middle of the desert, just walking looks cool. So it was quite a bit of help to be out there. But so we shot this song, which will be released on the 7th, I think is a Monday. So May 7th, right before May 13th, the album release. And Heavy Load.
Trucks blowing smoke, headed down the road. I've got a lot on my mind. I'm towing a heavy load. Cocaine and pill, well, they'll hasten man's brain. Blew up our bridge and wrecked our happy home. Maybe I should leave, I'm not what you need. A grown woman like you don't want me. Wheels are up, and maybe I'm nothing but a bittersweet taste on your tongue. These wheels are up, and maybe I'm a nothing but an empty feeling that you're right. And darling, maybe I should go now. I've done wrecked a track in front of a train. Selfish disposition put us in this position. Now I'm dumping smoke out of my stack. Maybe if I listened, some things would be different. Instead of running everything into the ground, I don't want to know what you've been told. This weight I feel, honey, is a heavy load. Bittersweet symphony, and honey, I ain't gonna play, 'cause a fine woman like you don't want me. Maybe you'll go out and build that house in Montana. You can drink your rye, you'd make a hell of a cowboy's wife. Maybe I'll go hunt and make some money with these songs. I can lay my boots back home in the hills of Tennessee. Darling, darling, can't you say what it is gonna have to be? 'Cause the weight I feel is a heavy load. These wheels are up, and maybe I'm a nothing but a bittersweet taste on your tongue. These wheels are up, and maybe I'm a nothing but an empty feeling that's your breath. Darling, maybe I should go now. I done wrecked the track in front of a train. My selfish disposition put us in this position. Now I'm dumping smoke out of my stack. Maybe if I listened, some things would be different. Instead of running everything into the musician put us in this position. Now I'm dumping smoke out of my stack. Maybe if I listened, some things would be different instead of running everything into the ground. I don't know what you've been told. This weight I feel, honey, is a heavy load. I don't know what you've been told. This weight I feel, sugar shit, it's a heavy load. Yeah.
Very nice. Heavy load.
Right back at you, man.
That's Rob
On the
Leines.
bass.
And that's me on the old bass there.
The bass, man.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
was, I try and mix it up a little bit if I can. I'll play acoustic sometimes on the podcast. I'll play electric sometimes. And I played bass a handful of times too. And I was listening to some of your mixes and thinking about today, and I was like, maybe I'll work out a banjo part to one of these songs.
Yeah.
But didn't come together.
Next time.
Yeah.
That'd be rad, man.
So you want to tell me about the personnel involved with the record? Who's playing on there?
Well, Felipe Guzman played. Felipe Guzman on drums. Daniel Page played bass. On one song, Peter Keys, he plays with Skinner. That was actually pretty cool. A little guest appearance.
Peter Keys?
Peter Keys is his name.
Is he a piano player?
He's a piano player. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You can go places with that name.
Yeah.
Like Leonard Skinner.
He played for P-Funk and Skinner. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's a good dude. And then Aubrey Richmond played on Heavy Load fiddle.
Nice.
Yeah, she slayed it. And Nick Adams played drums on two songs. And yeah, that was pretty much the main. Oh, and Adam Hall, he played banjo and dobro on.
Cool.
Yeah,
I know Adam.
Yeah,
just loosely kind of met him a couple times.
Yeah,
at various gigs.
Yeah, he's all over the place, man.
We've been trying to get a bluegrass jam together.
Nice.
One of these days. Maybe I'll have him on the podcast.
Yeah, you should, man. He plays both instruments great.
Yeah. Let's play the single off the record.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Train Beat?
Train Beat, yeah, that was a pretty interesting one because I had a 4-day block and we were going to try to just get all 10 songs done. And then we only ended up getting majority of them, but, and, just the trio, and then we overdubbed, obviously, the rest of it. But, yeah, like I just totaled my truck. I just bought a brand new truck. And, totaled it. And then I got strep throat, and so this was like all right before we were supposed to go in for these 4 days. I took, work off and everything. And so Train Beat is actually, I have strep throat, and I had just gotten my truck out of the pound that morning.
I mean, that's talking about living it. That's
and we ended up going with that vocal take just because it was the edge that
sure
we tried to redo it and I couldn't do it again, so or like that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
It's just funny how that all shit compiles on.
Well, I'm glad that it made it onto the record like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a fun one, but let's play it.
Cool.
No one wants to hear me talk about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, Train Beat.
Train Beat. It's not about the drums. It's about keeping moving.
Got it.
Yeah, always moving.
I had more on my plate than I could eat, but something driving me wild, and it ain't that southern heat. Knuckles hurt like hell, been fighting tooth and nail for you. Honey, you won't you dance with me? That good train beat. 2 left feet, they're sitting at home, and I'll have plenty to drink. You've been driving me wild, glued to that store. Get on your feet and move with me to that good old train beat. It's a whole ripple that blues his sound. Ain't no stopping it, feeling the beat when the train becomes a town. Hell yeah, my edges all rough. Callous hands, they'll spin you around and they'll give you more than enough. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little too lit up to drive. I'm gonna sit right here, try to get them heads closer to mine. While I still got some charm left in this tank, well, take my arm and let me lead this back. A beats are gonna set us free. Knuckles hurt like hell, been fighting tooth and nail for you. Honey, won't you dance with me? That good train beat. Two left feet, they're sitting at home and I'll have plenty to drink. You've been driving me wild, glued to that stove. Get on your feet and move with me to that good old train, babe. Friends call me a womanizer, they call me a dog. Daddy thinks I'm a good for nothing, bump on the law. Hell yeah, I like to keep good company. Yeah, I'm a dog cause I howl the moon and I'll sing till dawn. I don't care what you can think, I work hard to earn my keep. I built this record with a 16-pound hammer, it's a wore-out blue jeans. While I've still got some charm left in this tank, take my arm and let me lay this back. A beats are gonna set us free. Knuckles hurt like hell, been fighting to that nail. Honey, won't you dance with me? That good train beat. Two left feet, they're sitting at home and I'll have plenty to drink. You've been driving me wild, glued to that stool. Get on your feet and move with me to that good old train beat. Honey, won't you dance with me? That good train beat. Two left feet, they're sitting at home and I'll have plenty to drink. You've been driving me wild, glued to that stool. So get on your feet and move with me to that good old train beat. I said get on your feet and move with me to that good old train beat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Nice, man. Well, I'm glad glad we got you on the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
And hope your record gets out there and people can hear it.
Yeah, I mean, what do? You just got this thing and you just...
Now it's out there in the universe, you know?
Yeah.
Where can we find you and your music?
I do social media, and I got a website, which is robleines.com, and that's ROBLEINES.com. And then my social would be Rob Leines Music, Facebook and Instagram. ROBLEINES Music.
Cool.
And that's pretty much it.
Awesome, man. Well,
yeah, brother.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
Cool.
This episode was produced, hosted, and edited by me, Andy Keithley. You can find me on Twitter at Andy Keithley and at GuitarCastPod. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more GuitarCast.
Osiris.